Well, this particular day, it was but 3 days before we took Rome, and it was a hot battle. We had won the Melfa River, we'd won the Gothic line, we'd won the Hitler line, we'd won the Monte Cassino, and we were chasing them all the way up Italy, and we were after them, and we hit this particular river, and we called for a bridge, and the bridging tank had broken down. And there was a mountain beside us with two little towns called Pofi and Rippi. They're still there. And the Germans were there with these 88 millimeter guns. They were anti-aircraft guns that they had converted to shoot at tanks. Very high velocity, 8,000 feet per second, whereas a normal gun was normal cannon is about 1,800 feet per second. Very dangerous weapons. And they were up there shelling us like mad. And the colonel, I was a battle captain. That's the fellow second in command of a squadron, commander of a troop, and also I was the link. I took all the messages from the major and gave them to the colonel. We didn't call them major and colonel because the Germans were listening to us. They called them Sunray. But I took all the colonel's messages, gave to the major, and gave his responses. So the colonel was saying, "Get across that goddamn river," and the major was sitting back and says, "Where's the bridging tank?" You know, this went on, and finally the colonel says, "You've got to find a way across that river." So the major says, "Well, maybe there's a shallow spot there that we can get across. Where's the infantry?" And I said, "Well, you see the shells coming in. They're in slit trenches." He said, "Well, then get them out and get them down in the river and see if they can find a place we can cross." And then I got out of my tank, which I didn't want to because the shell fire was coming in. And that's where you saw the story, where I met this ambulance jeep. He came up to me as I came out of my tank. And I said to him, "Stick around." And I went and I got the lieutenant, the infantry lieutenant. I said, "Get out of your trench and get down to the river and wait it and see if you can find something that's shallower than 3 feet so we can get over it." So he got off and I turned around and went back to my tank. And on my way back, the shell landed right beside me. But when you get that badly wounded, you don't get hurt. You go into an instantaneous trauma. There was no pain. I was numb. I knew terrible things were happening. I could see the blood spurting out of the leg. Incidentally, the tibia was blown away. There's no tibia, and the artery, everything was blown away. The nerves were blown away, and I had all these other wounds over me, but I didn't suffer. You don't suffer for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes till the trauma gets over. When the trauma wears off, then you start to feel the pain. So all I knew is I was blown through the air, lying on the ground, bleeding to death, not suffering any pain, and up came the medics, and they started to treat me.